Hello, today we are going to discuss how to calculate the collocated antenna isolation. Antenna isolation refers to the amount of electromagnetic separation between two or more antennas that are placed near each other, typically on the same platform or device. It is measured in dB and indicates how much signal from one antenna is prevented from leaking into another. Antenna isolation is a critical parameter for a lot of wireless systems. And then you can calculate the antenna isolation between deeper antennas with the formula in ITUR SM 337 6. This formula we are showing in the next two slides. Even though these formulas are prepared for the deeper antenna, we can also use it to calculate the isolation of directional antennas. But of course, we need to consider the antenna radiation pattern. We are going to have more details in the next two or three slides. First, let's check the formulas from ITUR document. For horizontal isolation, the formula is something like this one. X here is the separation between the two antennas from center to center. And then for vertical isolation, the formula is listed here. And the Y is the separation from two antenna center to center. So here, if we put the separation between bottom to top is dV, then the Y should be dV plus antenna length. And then if the antenna is mounted slanted, then the slant isolation is calculated in this formula related to vertical isolation and horizontal isolation. Let's have some of examples to discuss. First of all, let's take one of the antenna radiation pattern example. This is a vertical radiation pattern. We suppose this antenna with 30 dB gain. And let's look at the two angles here, 90 degree and 270 degree. At 90 degree, if there is an antenna mounted on bottom below here, then we can see this, the sum of energy will be radiated to the next antenna. So because the antenna with 30 dB gain, so here, the main loop here, this is 30 dB gain. And let's see how much it dropped compared to the main loop. The side loop here, 90 degree. Here, this is 24, so it's around 25 dB drop. So here, the gain still with 30 minus 25 equal to 5 dB. Similarly, for the angle at 270, the gain drop around 27 dB. So the antenna still with 3 dB gain to the antenna on top of here. So this 5 dB and 3 dB we should be considered in the isolation calculation. Let's have an example for calculation. Let's say the frequency is 2500 megahertz. The antenna length is 1 meter, and the vertical separation from top to bottom is 0.2 meter. So between the centers is 1 plus 0.2 equal to 1.2 meter. And the horizontal separation is 1.2 meter. So the horizontal gain, the left antenna gain to the right equal to the right antenna gain to the left equal to 0 dB. Okay, here is just one of our condition here. So here, as just mentioned, this is a vertical radiation pattern. Similarly, we can check the horizontal radiation pattern, and then to get the gain, the right antenna to the left antenna, or the left antenna to the right antenna, similarly to we discussed here. We're not going to discuss here for horizontal antenna, and you guys can check it by yourself later to get some examples. So we use these conditions for calculation. For example, the antenna mounted vertically, then the vertical antenna isolation is calculated in 60 dB. And then if it's mounted horizontally, then the horizontal isolation is something like this. And then if it's mounted slanted, then the slant antenna isolation is equal to 44.7, something between the vertical antenna isolation and then the horizontal antenna isolation. So here I put the minus 0.5 meter for distance from bottom to top. That means these two antennas with some of overlap here. Okay, if it's no overlap, then you can put 0 or positive value here. And this one I prepared Excel tool to do all the calculation. I can show this Excel sheet here. Let's move to here. And this one, for example, here I put a small tool here. You can calculate the isolation based on the separation, and then also you can calculate the separation required if you provide the isolation. You can do all this. Okay, if any of you are interested for this Excel tool, please drop me an email so we can discuss for more details. If you like this video, please remember to like and subscribe. And then if you need the for like have more details or discussion, can drop me an email. Or you have any other topic like we discussed in the next few videos, you can also put in the comment. And then this is my email. You can drop it, thinkingliferf@gmail.com. Thank you.